But first, we're going to get into something that has been going on with THI. It's not just the team that have suffered, but the group and the members. Attacks on our group and members have increased rapidly over the past month or so. A range of viruses and other ailments, meddling with people's cars, psychic attacks, and 2 members with strokes. One survived, one didn't. Now, some may think these are all coincidences. I can assure you they're not. I rarely give out warnings on this show unless it's essential. We've all had enough of the fear porn riddled throughout the internet, and I don't wish to add to it. But I have warned in the past month of a ramp up of attacks. This applies to the previous list. They don't just attack me, it's all of you. Sometimes they can't target their main point of attack. So what they do is they target those around them to try and create cracks and weaken the structure of the group that makes you all vulnerable. They have a range of weaponry to attack that most think is science fiction and or the future. But I kept warning you, technologies are not the past, are the past, not the future. From inducing strokes to heart attacks to aneurysms. I spoke recently about they have tailor-made viruses to target specific groups and not just blacks either. Too often ignorance allows much to carry on, whilst they carry on unhindered and blazing a trail of death and destruction. This is why I've given up much of my life, as I will not sit back and rest and allow these fucking incestuous, hybridized, fake God-worshipping psychopaths to continue operating for one day longer than it takes to bring them down. Our own ignorance has played a part. Psychic attacks, that can't happen to me. Inducing strokes or heart attacks, don't be silly. That's all fiction in James Bond movies. That technology is years away. Well, we have paid a heavy price for that ignorance. And I hope this show and platform has given you all a chance to get the bigger picture and a grasp of what is and has gone on here for thousands of years and in many of your own lifetime memories here. So I thought I would do a review of what are psychic attacks. These are sharp, unannounced pains that form into a small mass about the size of a quarter above either eye around the temple area. And no, it's not some random migraine or headache. It is what it is, and you ignore it at your own peril. The split second it starts, you have to go into action. Don't sit around rubbing it and hope it goes away. It won't work. The longer it's there, the more damage it does. Envision yourself putting a ring or a box around that particular site, and then envision you expelling that mass out of your body altogether, with a message return to sender times 10. No more than that is required, as controlling and expelling it takes away some of your life force energy, and that must be used wisely. It is not easily or always replenished. So no times 50 or times 100, please. 10 is enough for sender to not repeat that 95% of the time. If it returns, repeat the same steps until it's gone. Now, we did the grounding, centering and shielding documents available in the files section on the Facebook page, and also available on the Think Different website to benefit you all and preparing yourselves for these times. I know many of you are using it and have gained big value from it. Now, the grounding and centering is important, that you are anchored in the now, and the centering is all about balance. Now, we've mentioned many times of the 45-55 balance aspects that should be applied in many aspects of your life, not just the adrenaline levels, but how you react to situations. If you're coming at something at 90-10 with overreaction, you end up off course and reacting in the wrong way, which most tend to regret at a later date. But before you interact in any situation, it's best to breathe and go 45-55, balance, centered. A 5% swing is easy to pull back to center, and 90-10 is not. But the important aspect of that document is the shielding. It is where you get to use your own magic, not somebody else doing it for you, although they can in emergency circumstances. But it's best if you learn yourself, you protecting you. But you must believe in it for it to hold and protect. Half-hearted attempts at it leads to a half-arsed shield that will be penetrated. Now each will have their own shield, and your own imagination and magic will decide what is best for you. An oval shape around you that goes beneath your feet is a common one. And I'll repeat again, beneath your feet. A half-moon dome over you will not cover what is below. So be careful, as many make the same mistake of only going to the floor. Dark spirits or entities with no physical form know no boundaries like floors, walls or ceilings, but they can't penetrate shields that are correctly done. Now my own favourite is a cone shape, wider at the bottom and narrowing over the head to a point, but you must seal the floor first. Now I see a blue and white spiral coming up from the floor to the head. Word of warning, if for those of you who can see it and it stops or stalls somewhere on your body or the person you are helping, it means you or the other person is blocked at that particular energy centre with this method of shielding. So it's not just a shield, it's a scanner as well. You don't want to shield in an attachment, do you? Remove that obstacle with a blast of energy from the feet up and through the crown, and continue with the spiral. And the outside of the spiral I use contains fire, which consumes those who approach too close. It's like an early warning system, which is rather effective for the few who have witnessed it close at hand. What you should choose to put in as a warning or non-invasive alert is your own choice. It is only limited by your own imagination and your belief in it. So I hope that helped you.